Hey guys, how's it going? Mountain Ripper here. Just wanted to touch base with you and show you what I've been eating out on the road when I can, when I have time to eat a nutritious meal. It's real simple to make. You can have this when you're hiking, backpacking even, for at least a night or two, and when you're camping, or basically even if you're taking a road trip. I mean, if you're taking a road trip and you get going down the road and you got, even if you got a few of you in your group, or just you're by yourself, and you can just stop at the grocery store and get a few of these items and make a simple meal and save a lot of money and eat nutritious. What I'm going to prepare for you is it's a keto meal. It's kind of a follow-up from my last video. Very low carb. There's probably no more than like 8 carbs in the whole meal, and that's coming from the vegetables. And you've got your steak in there. The only thing that I'm missing is the garlic. Don't have any garlic. I ran out, but you can substitute fresh garlic, or you can put granulated garlic, or you can do whatever you want. You can, like right here, I got a little bag. You can put in here any spices you want, mix them up, have a little spice bag. And also, I don't really put a whole lot of this in there, but you can also bring a marinade or some kind of a, if you wanted to season it up or give it some flavor with some kind of dressing. This is Primal Kitchen steak sauce. It's organic and sugar-free. There's only 1 carb in it for a tablespoon. And as far as what I use for actually cooking, I've just got 1 skillet here. I've got a couple of bowls that you can, when you prepare the food, you can put that in it. The only thing that I really put in, you really only need 1 bowl to put your diced tomatoes and your zucchini in there, because that you're going to start cooking after your onions and your peppers and your steak. You're going to get that cooking first, and then after that you'll put your zucchini or whatever kind of vegetable you want. If it sometimes they can overcook, so you can time whatever vegetable. Like if you had Brussels sprouts, you can just go ahead and throw those right in there. And then I'll dice up a tomato and put that in there later. So that's kind of the way I do it. It's like a 1 or 2 step process. I'm going to use my Pocket Rocket stove to cook in. And I've got my, if you run out of fuel, try to keep it back up. But if you run out, they sell this heat in the yellow bottle. Don't get the red bottle, the yellow bottle in the truck stops. They're everywhere, just about every truck stop. And you can get, if you have your alcohol stove, this is just a beer can stove. It's from Tinny, Mini Bull Designs. It's a BIOS number 5. It makes a broad flame, which works really good for a skillet. And you don't need a pot rack or anything. This is all you need to cook with. So I just kind of keep this as a backup. I know I'm running low on fuel right now, so if it runs out tonight, you can see the transition with it. This doesn't cook as hot as a Pocket Rocket. The Pocket Rocket you got to be careful with. You got to keep the flames down pretty low, because it'll scorch up the bottom of your pan pretty quick if you're not careful. You got to get a pretty tough pan to hold up to the Pocket Rocket over time. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to first thing I'm going to do, here's my steak right here. I'll show you what I've got. My steak. I've got tomato, zucchini, half a bell pepper, half a jalapeno pepper, half of an onion. And that's it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to set my steak aside. I slice that up last. And set these aside. Start out with the pepper here. This right here, you can see it good, is a gift from Jim. It's a LT Wright Genesis CPM 3V steel bushcraft knife. Absolutely amazing knife. Beautiful knife. Got the broomstick handle on it. Nice and polished micarta handles. And it's got a Scandi grind on the blade. So it's real sharp. Makes short work of all this stuff. So just bear with me here. I'm just going to slice this up. You can slice it up any way you want. You can dice it, slice it, whatever, however you like it. I like to cut it in kind of bigger pieces because as it cooks, it'll kind of shrink a little bit. And it just makes a nice flavor, brings out the flavor. The other thing that I do that really makes these kind of meals really good is you cook them slow. And you just let the, see how I said that? Slow. You just let all the flavors come out of what you're cooking, you know? And I think that makes the food taste so much better. And it will just really bring those flavors out, let them blend together. Just kind of take your time, have fun with it. No rush. And I can't, like, you know, driving a truck out here. As you can see, I'm in the Kenworth T680. When you're out here on the road like this, you can't cook like this every night, obviously. You know, but if you do have time, it's a really nice treat. Get these onions. I just break up the onions. So I got my onions and my peppers. This right here, this jalapeno, gives it awesome flavor. Makes it really good. So what I do with the jalapeno is I just kind of cut it into thin strips, like so. And then I kind of dice it up, just so I don't get a big mouthful of jalapeno pepper. But if that's the way you like it, cut it into strips like the others. I can feel the heat, it's burning my eyes. Oh, and a tip, I'm gonna give you a tip. If you're in the truck and you're cutting this up, don't touch your face afterwards. I've had first-hand experience. You don't want to do that. Make sure you go to the truck stop, wash your hands, or use a wipe and get it really good. It'll even get into your fingernails. You know, you can get in your fingernails, and later on that night you'll go rub your eye and voila, your eyes are on fire. So that's why I keep some wipes handy. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. I hope this can help with what you're doing out on the road, you know, eating healthy. Just give me 1 second here. I'm opening up just gonna get this and wipe my hands off so I don't get jalapeno on the eyes, because I'm kind of forgetful. All right, here we go. And with that Genesis, with that LT Wright knife, I got my holster here, and I got a nice fair seam rod for it. Works great. The back of the knife, this is filed down to 90 degrees, so it's flat, so you can get a good spark off of it. If you need to make a campfire. Okay, so we've diced up. We got our onion sliced. We got our pepper sliced. We've got our jalapeno. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to prep this up. I'm just going to cut it. This is the zucchini. Cut into some big chunks here. And then I'm just going to put it in my bowl here to put in there in a few minutes. Just like so. Let's put this right here. Like so. I'm going to do the same thing with this tomato. This is a Roma tomato. They're pretty good because they're a little bit smaller, and so I can cut up the entire tomato and put it in there, rather than getting like a different tomato, like a regular big tomato, and then you don't use all of it, and so it it goes back in the refrigerator. So I'd rather just use the whole tomato. Here, I diced it up a little bit smaller. Hopefully the lighting's okay. I got 2 headlamps, the truck lighting, and hopefully that is doing the job. There we go. Right there. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. And what I do is I save the the steak for last to dice up, because sometimes it can get a little bloody, a little messy, especially with my bed right here. I've got to kind of be careful, keep clean. There, like so. But this little table works out handy. It used to be for a while. I got out of the truck and did it outside, but then the weather was bad. I decided to try it in the truck, and it seems to be working fine. I haven't had any problems with like gas fumes or anything. I open up both the windows and the doors, and I got 2 vent doors back here. I open those up, and it seems like the air circulates pretty well. Right now, I've got this window closed because there's some trucks around me and they're kind of loud. So I'm trying to, if you hear background noise, that's what it is. So let's get the steak and cut it up. I also like to get it in these kind of vacuum packed, because then I can save the other steak for later and it'll still be sealed up. Sometimes they come apart, but sometimes you get lucky and they stay sealed up, so we can put one away for next time in our handy dandy refrigerator. My wife got me that refrigerator so I could eat healthy out here, which is one reason why I'm showing you this video. Thanks to her, I'm making this video and we're eating healthy. Okay, there. So now I'm just going to dice this up. This has bacon on it. You know what? I'm just going to put the bacon in with it. Why not, right? Need to do a little sharpening. My knife. There. I mean, theoretically, I mean, if you like your steak rare, I mean, if you want to, you could like season it like it is, you know, in a bowl or something like that, and prep it up. And you know, and you could start your peppers and your onions. You could also put carrots in there, but there's definitely some sugar in the carrots, so there's more carbs in carrots. So I shy away from the carrots. But you could put other vegetables in there, like I said. Whatever you want to put in there, really. You could put chicken, you know, fish, shrimp. Shrimp would be really good. Basically, what I'm making is something very similar to a fajita. It's basically what it is. It's just got, you know, maybe a few less on the spices, on the seasoning, but it does have the jalapeno in it. So what I do is, you know, if you want to, you can set this aside like I said, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put it in there. I just cook it with it. I like it well done anyway, and it's just easier. And if you get a good cut of meat, like a prime rib, like a rib eye or a New York sirloin or a fillet, that's what this is here. Then you know, if it cooks a little bit too much, it's okay. It doesn't get too chewy. At least I haven't had a problem with that. As long as you get a good quality cut of meat. And then what I do is once I'm done with stuff like this, I'll just take it and set it on the floorboard in front of the passenger side, and then I'll get out of the truck and I'll go around and I'll just take it in the truck stop and go wash it. I've got some Dawn that I carry with me. You just go in there and wash. And you know, the more people you're cooking for, the bigger the skillet you're going to want to get, right? So this skillet's pretty big. This is like a 12-inch skillet. And the reason why I got it is because the metal was thicker, and the pocket rocket with the heat, it'll disseminate a little bit and spread out a little more so it doesn't get so hot through there. So down the road, you know, a pan with a thicker base on it would be really good. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this right here like this. It's a tiny bit crooked here. I'm just going to get a paper towel. I'm just going to fold it over a couple times here, like so. That level there. Put these down. Now this should light by itself. There it goes. Okay, I just turned that down. Let's move this. I just put this up so you can see it. And there you go. It is cooking. And so then you just got to be careful, you know, put the handle away. Don't have the handle out in your path of travel so you don't hit the handle and knock your food on the floor. I've learned that through experience. So let's see. All my spices have kind of drained into fell out of the containers and just kind of in the bottom of the bag, but a little bit of salt and pepper in here. And a lot of the flavor is going to come from the jalapeno that's in it. It makes it so good. And especially that fresh jalapeno. That's what really sets it apart, because that fresh jalapeno has such a different flavor than like a jalapeno out of a jar. It's just got a real fresh, it just livens up the whole meal. So what you can do now is, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to cook this for a while, as you can see here. And then once it's about 2/3 the way through, I'm going to pour in my tomatoes and zucchini in there. And this, what I'm cooking right here will easily feed 2 people. However, you know, the other thing that I've been doing is, like, instead of using a plate, you know, because with a plate you just got, it takes up more space, and it kind of, you know, it can slide and fall too. So I just I put it in a bowl. You know, I put it in a bowl here, and so the only other things you need is, I got my this is like a titanium spork for camping. And you've got spatula if you need it, and that's really all you need. So I mean, you can make a small little kit. You know, you just got your peppers, onions, your meat, your tomatoes, your vegetable. Put that in a container, and then have a plate or a bowl and a fork, and have your stove and your pan. That's it. That's all you need. So I mean, it can just be a little package that you take with you. Instead of, you know, going to spend 20, 30 bucks at a restaurant, you spend you know, 15. That's including a really good steak at at a grocery store. And you can sit outside, you know, if you park in a good spot in a park or a lake or even a rest area. There are a lot of rest areas, they got a nice gazebo, a picnic table. You can just go out there and cook and enjoy your evening, you know, just get some fresh air. And it's a really, really nice treat to have on the road. So I'm going to let this cook for a little bit, and I'll show you how it's turning out in a few minutes. Deliciousness, all fresh. I haven't even put any oil in it. The oil has come out of the steak. However, I am going to add a little bit of olive oil. All right, guys, it's coming right along here. With this pocket rocket, you got to watch it close, because it'll really get hot on you in the bottom, in the middle there. But I like to cook these onions and the peppers and stuff so they get a little caramelized, and it really brings that flavor out. Okay, and then we add our veggies, tomatoes and our zucchini. This is what I wanted to show you that I add. It's hard to see in the light, but it's organic Greek extra virgin olive oil. It's cold pressed, unfiltered. I got it at Walmart, And so I just put a little bit of that in there too to add to it. And I also take 2 tablespoons of this in the morning. And it's just got that high fat content, and it takes away a lot of the cravings, and it's really, really good for you. And so this is basically all there is to it, guys. I mean, you just cook it up till how you like it. How you like it cooked up. And have at it. I'm going to put just a teeny little bit of this in it. Just a little, ever so slight amount. Just for a little bit of flavor there. That's it right there. So it's real healthy for you. I mean, it's easy to do. It's fun to do while you're out here on the road. And this, like I said, this would be great for camping too. I mean, you could take your steak and you could freeze it. You know, put it in the freezer, have it frozen solid, wrap it up real good in some tin foil and, you know, paper towels and tin foil, even like a seal up in a bag and frozen solid. And you go out on your hike, you could hike 10 miles all day, and that night your steak will be ready to cook up. And you can even pre-prep your vegetables, have them pre-sliced, have everything ready to go. And you have a little skillet that you bring with you, like a little titanium skillet, a little ultralight skillet, and cook it up. Cook it up on your stove, and instead of having a mountain house, you know, or one of those dehydrated meals that have got, you know, a ton of sodium, a ton of carbohydrates, and basically lack a lot of nutrients that you need, you can do it this way. Or you could dehydrate your own. You could even dehydrate your own too and rehydrate if you had a dehydrator, which I have. I have a dehydrator. I want to start using that and start doing that for some of my backpacking meals. But this is kind of geared towards, you know, me being on the road and, you know, driving out on the road, you know, truck stop living kind of thing. But this could also work for other stuff, traveling, you know, road trips. And like I said, it's nice just stopping at a rest area. I've done this at rest areas. It's really nice. Or even in the truck stops, you know, sometimes when I was doing it out in front of the truck, I'd do it. And people would come up and be like, wow, they'd be real impressed with, you know, what I was doing. Like, that looks good. And I kind of explained to them how to do it, because most people never even seen a, you know, camp stove like this, which is why I'm sharing this with you. You can get these kind of stoves at Walmart or anywhere. You can get them online. And the MSR Pocket Rocket is what I've got here. It's a real good, I think they're like $40 or $45, something like that. And if you prefer the alcohol stove, you can do that too. So anyway, I guess that's going to wrap this up. I just wanted to show you how I do it, and how you can eat healthy on the road. Looking good, see there? I'm going to go ahead and do a little close-up of it. I'll show you that. And on the next video, I think I'm going to show the Mountain Rippers technique of making a campfire. You know, you can even work in the rain, and it's a pretty sure-proof way to make a fire. And I also want to start doing a little bushcrafting with my knife that I got from Jim, and do a couple of videos on that. So that's what we can look forward to in the next videos coming up. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. And thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Pure deliciousness. This is 2 meals. That little refrigerator I got, it's great. I can save whatever's left over and have it tomorrow for lunch. Once again, thanks again for watching. Talk to you guys on the next one.